live. We're back.
We're live?
Yes.
Yes, we're live.
Again?
Yes, we just did this.
We just did this.
We went live.
But I thought we weren't going to go live this time.
No, we're going live
We're
again.
going live.
Yes.
I think our volume's working.
Yes. Hopefully our volume is working this time. We were told that I can see it on the screen now, so that's good.
Okay.
I'm
that's a
still
plus.
not prepared to go live.
Look, I'm going to see it on Facebook, activity, MacesLoaded. Check it. Oh, look. There we go. We're live. I can hear us.
Cool.
All right.
So let's start over. What are you drinking, Mace the Fourth?
To cover, because I thought you were about to say Mace, and I was about to go, which one? I'm actually drinking, already got made fun of. I'm drinking, yes, a Christmas ale before Thanksgiving. It's St. Arnold's Christmas Ale. I'll turn it this way. There you go.
They can't see that, and you got to do it at the camera.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now.
The director back there.
Okay, camera. There it is. Christmas Ale. I'm like pointing at it. Anyway, it's good.
You just told me last time
I
not
get
to.
that. So it's has a little malt taste to it, but it's good. It's St. Arnold's, which is in Houston. If you go to Minute Maid Park, they're literally right next to the Minute Maid Stadium. So check them out. They've been around for a while, it looks like. So good.
And I'm drinking Austin Eastsiders. The company's Austin Eastsiders, and I'm drinking a pineapple cider. It's good, crisp taste. Pineapple. It says, "How do you like them apples?" Wherever that is. That what? What's so funny?
They said it weird.
Yeah,
It's how you like them apples.
Yeah, you say it like, "How do you like?" Like, yeah, you went.
Sorry,
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, it wasn't worse than Les Miles.
No,
But we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. And I am drinking just Crown and Diet Coke. I kept it pretty simple today. It's Canadian whiskey, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Have you heard of it? Have you heard of Crown? Crown Royal?
I think a lot of people have heard of Crown.
I'm just making sure. I don't know.
Is that your go-to whiskey?
No.
What's your go-to?
Go-to whiskey is Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
Hey, will you open this for me? While he's doing that, big news over the weekend, or was it over the weekend? Les Miles, the
Les
announcement.
Miles,
Yeah.
Kansas.
Going to Kansas to be their new head coach. With that, first of all, do you think it's a good hire?
Yeah, I do.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's a good hire. They needed to get the fan base involved and the alumni excited again, and I think Les Miles will do that.
Shoot, sorry, I'm doing multiple things at once right now. What do you think? Good hire?
I think it's a good hire. I do. I mean, it's Kansas, so what? They had one good year, or no? Well, a couple. What? Mangini was there. They had
won the Orange Bowl.
Ton Reesing. That when they
Yeah.
won the Orange Bowl. I mean, I think they're just. I don't know. Yeah, you can't do much worse. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, what it will do. Look, my thought is on that. Get Les Miles. Get some decent recruits. You're not going to get the 5-star recruits. You know, you're going to get those recruits that 2-star, 3-star, maybe a 4-star, right? I think they have a 4-star running back there right now.
But you don't need the 5-star.
No, that's what I'm saying is, you get a good coaching system down. At least you can, in the Big 12, you can compete. Mm-hmm. And it makes it better for the Big 12.
And he knows the Big 12. He's been
Yeah.
there before. He knows. He
Yeah.
probably knows some of the high school coaches. He's aware of the Big 12.
Well, he definitely knows Texas recruiting still.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at LSU, you're still recruiting
Right.
Texas a
Yeah.
lot, right?
Yeah.
He does need to work on his press conferences, though.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was. Just,
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. He had a lot of like a brain.
What
freeze.
should you saying people should Google?
Les Miles brain freeze.
Brain freeze, yeah.
Google it.
was awful.
Everybody's talked and kind of stopped, and you have to recollect your thoughts and everything. But he just it's horrible. It's just you feel bad for the guy. But
Yeah, it was just awkward. I mean, you just have to watch it. I don't even know if we can really describe what happened, but it was one of those moments like, can we get past this, please?
Yes, it was one of those cringe-worthy
Yeah.
moments. But yeah, I agree with both of y'all. I think it was a good hire, and he understands Big 12. He understands Texas. And he's just fun.
Yeah.
He's a fun coach. He seems like a good coach, too.
I bet the media is excited.
Yeah, they already got one viral stream from one press conference. I mean, he's just media.
There's no grass to eat on that field in Kansas.
Is it
it's
not
turf.
grass?
It's turf. He likes to chew on. He's famous for eating grass and chewing on grass.
All right, let's move on to something that Les Files probably would find really confusing. Even I find confusing. But the Big 12 championship. I guess it's not that confusing if it
goes like we think it's going to go.
It won't be confusing at all. So just to recap, so there's OU, who is currently leading the Big 12, who I picked to win the Big 12, just as a reminder for everybody. They're leading, followed by West Virginia and Texas, who are currently tied for a second, right?
Correct.
And then right behind them is Iowa State, who's in third place I guess it would be fourth place by themselves. A game behind Texas and West Virginia and 2 games behind OU. So what's supposed to happen is Texas wins. They beat KU, and they're in, right? Am I correct on that?
Yes.
So if Texas beats Kansas, which they should, then they're in the championship. Then it comes down to OU and West Virginia, and if OU were to win, then it's just if they win, they're in at that point. So if OU wins, they're in the Big 12 championship. If West Virginia wins, they're in the Big 12 championship.
Correct.
Is that what everybody's expecting? No surprise Kansas upset?
Oh, I hope not. But, I was telling, when they fired that coach, I think did I call you or text you? I was like, oh, here we go. They're going to they fired the coach in the last game of the season. Texas is going to play Kansas, and they're going to play great for the coach, and Texas is going to lose again to Kansas. But I don't think that's going to happen. They
did put 40 points on OU.
They did.
Does that make you nervous at all?
As Mace mentioned, they have a pretty good running back, right?
Yeah. The running back's good.
Yeah.
I don't see that running back. The defense played against how they played against Iowa State. It should be fine. Whoever is at quarterback for Texas too, whether that's Shane Buechele or Ellinger, but all sources are pointing to Ellinger.
There are some situations where it could be a 3-way tie for first place, right, Miles?
So the only way this could happen, the only way the really confusing stuff starts to happen is if Texas were to lose to Kansas. Because if Texas loses to Kansas, then we've got Texas, we've got Iowa State, both with 3 losses, and then if West Virginia were to lose to OU, they would have 3 losses, giving a 3-way tie for second place. Are you following me?
But so West Virginia would take over Texas.
No. So there would be a 3-way tie because West Virginia beat Texas,
right.
Iowa State beat West Virginia, and Texas beat Iowa State. So we've got a 3-way tie.
Okay. And they're all 6-3.
They would all be 6-3 at that point.
What do they go off on then?
So we were looking up the rules.
We got confused.
And it was really confusing. So it used to be back in the day that the highest ranked team would go. That's no longer the case. It's basically, it was really confusing. There was like points differential between common opponents.
Yeah.
So it gets really confusing really fast. Ultimately, I think Texas comes out on top after you go through all those scenarios.
Okay. So there's a couple scenarios that could happen.
Yeah.
That's the confusing one.
It's really confusing, yeah.
So let's just Texas win, right? And then let's keep it simple.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
but I'm trying to think let's say Texas wins, who would you rather play? Would you rather play West Virginia or would you rather play OU?
If I'm Texas, I think I'd play West Virginia. So it's I'm gonna give it up here real quick.
Okay.
But I'd rather play West Virginia.
All right. What do you think, Miles?
I would probably. That's a tough one because Texas almost lost to OU, and they did lose to West Virginia. I would almost rather play OU just because OU's defense is garbage.
And I've heard someone was telling me OU has some key injuries. Of course, everybody has injuries at this point, but they're down some players on their defense, and they're hurting. So I don't know. The only reason I just don't want to play OU again is it's hard. It's hard to beat a team, twice. They always say, and man, it would be devastating for me to lose to OU in the Big 12 championship. where it wouldn't be as devastating for me to lose to West Virginia in the Big 12 championship. I know that doesn't make so much
Plus,
sense.
I mean, that's another rivalry game again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Texas, like, you never know with those type of games.
So I would rather play West Virginia, but you're probably right. You know, as far as
They're both difficult matchups. That's the thing. Like both of them are difficult.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of selfish, and I want to see Texas versus OU again.
I think a lot of people would like to see that.
Except for every Texas fan I ask, they all say no. I don't want to see OU again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
the media, the TV wants to see it again. I bet.
I mean, that would be the first time that's ever happened, right?
Yeah.
That Texas has played OU twice in a season.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna act like I know and say yeah.
So speaking of rivalries, so this is the big weekend for rivalry games, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, before we get into that, before we get into the whole rivalry weekend, let's finish this OU West Virginia point. Let's get past who do you think is actually going to win that game, the OU West Virginia game.
I think West Virginia because it's
right?
at Morgantown, and I think that OU defense is getting worse and worse.
They're really bad. To give up 40 points to Kansas.
I feel bad for the quarterback for OU because he's just doing he would probably be in the lead in the Heisman race if it wasn't for.
He's in the top 3 though. Still.
Yeah, but don't you think if OU was undefeated?
Yeah. He would.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You got Tua. I think.
But his.
If you go based on stats alone,
Yeah.
it's not even close. All right, Mace, the fourth. What do you think? Who's going to win?
I'm going to go with West Virginia too, just because it's in Morgantown. I think I don't even know what the weather conditions are going to be. Oh man, loose dog,
dog.
Loose
Yeah,
dog. Yeah, loose dog. West Virginia for me, for sure. But you never know. Loose dog again.
We got a new puppy. Does that hurt? He's biting you pretty hard there.
Yeah. We're gonna act like it doesn't hurt. I'll get him out of here.
Could our producer and cameraman kind of? Thank you.
That was Jackson. Oh my God, you're bleeding. Dang.
Why did you come after me?
He's like an attack dog.
But yeah, West Virginia.
Okay, well, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to go OU.
We get a comment?
UT and OU just seems like a bigger game. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It does.
Have some comments come up like
Yeah.
that. First comment right there, Trisha Jones.
Actually, it's Jackie.
Oh,
it's Jackie.
Okay,
Jones.
Jackie. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's got a good point there.
It is. It is. But the question was, who do I want?
Who do you want
Yeah,
to see?
yeah.
But I'm going to go with OU, basically because I picked OU to win the Big 12, so I'm going to stick with my pick there. I am really nervous that going into Morgantown it's at night, right? It's a night game.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold.
Who did you pick to win the Big 12? You picked Texas?
I don't really want to talk about it.
I picked West Virginia.
I think you picked TCU,
Yeah,
right?
I don't really remember. So just won't bring it up. I actually picked them in the playoffs and playoffs.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick with OU. Even though my gut kind of tells me West Virginia is going to win, I'm going to stick with OU just because, Kyler Murray is really good, but when it gets cold and it's on the road,
that's another key.
Yeah.
That's a key point.
sometimes offense doesn't travel in those situations.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
defense usually does travel, and they don't even have a defense. So, all right, rivalry. That's a hard word to say. Rivalry weekend. So I can't even say it.
Rivalry
Weekend.
I actually said something right this time.
Yeah. So we've got some of the biggest games of the year coming up. It's a great weekend because you got Thanksgiving, you got college football, you got pro football, and then like some of those games in college side are like the best games all year. Just not even necessarily record wise or anything like that, but mainly because it's just old school rivalries. So the big one, obviously, the big daddy, is Ohio State versus Michigan. You picked Michigan to win the Big Ten, right? So this is Mace the fourth.
Yeah.
So this is a big game for you. What do you think?
obviously sticking with Michigan. It's definitely, it's going to be a great game as it always is. Speaking of defenses, their defense is legit. So
Michigan,
yeah, Michigan, and the way they, Ohio State's been playing lately. I mean, good God, they almost lost to Maryland, and their defense just looks shaky. And if you've looked at if you watched the last game with Urban Meyer, he doesn't look normal. I mean, like he doesn't. Something's going on with there. I just see it. Michigan taking this one, not by much, but at a close one. I think it's more of a defensive game on this one.
What about you, Mace the third?
Oh, I think Michigan wins.
Not close. You think it's going to be close?
You think it's going to be a bigger margin on the?
I think it'll be close, but I think Michigan wins. There's a lot of pressure
By field goal,
on
by a touchdown. You think?
I think by a touchdown. By 6. Let's say
You were saying there's a lot of pressure on
Harbaugh to win this game. He's got to beat this. This
is
is
a
the
big
year.
game for him, yeah.
This is a game he's got to win.
Yeah.
He's got to win this game.
I think he's fine either
Well,
way.
he's fine, but man, they keep losing. I mean, you keep losing to your rivalry.
See, it's hard. Hard to say,
Why am I the
man.
only one who could say it?
Yeah.
Why am I the only one who could say that?
But anyway, you keep losing to him, and it'll get you fired. I mean, ask Fred Akers at UT. I mean,
We don't know who Fred Akers
Yeah,
is.
well, anyway, it's just you just can't keep losing to him.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa, man.
I think the house is coming down. Yeah. So I've always thought this game was a hot sports opinion here. I thought this game has always been overrated because Michigan hasn't been that good in a while, and Ohio State's been pretty much
Yeah.
dominating them every year.
Total domination.
So
And that's why he's got to win.
yeah, I mean that's a good point. And it's always been Big Ten football, so it's kind of slow, run them down. But I still watch it every year because it's like the biggest rivalry.
Hey,
there
good
is.
job.
I got it that time.
Kinda.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Michigan will win just based on what you were saying, Mace the fourth, about how bad Ohio State kind of looked the last few games.
Their defense.
Yeah.
It's worse than OU almost.
Yeah, they well, no, let's
Well,
not go.
not
Let's
quite.
not
Okay.
go that far. But they just haven't looked crisp. They haven't looked like a team worthy of the playoff, really. And Michigan has looked like they're worthy of the playoff these last 5 to 6 weeks. So they should. Everything's pointing. Where is this game? Is it? It's in the big house,
Yeah,
right?
it's in the big house.
That's
yeah,
I mean,
so.
you got to
another
win in
one.
the big house.
100 plus thousand.
So we're all going Michigan there. We're all pretty confident.
Yeah.
So here's a scenario. Well, let's go through these games and then we'll get into like the Final Four scenario. Another game I really want to watch. I have the Pirate here on my notes. I guess
I did that.
Okay. But the Apple Cup. The Pirate being Mike
Okay.
Leach.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you want to talk about big games? This is a big one for Mike Leach because Washington's usually dominated this,
Yeah.
right? So if Mike Leach comes out and does this, do you think Mike Leach stays at Washington or does he get some job offers?
I'm sure.
Washington State, excuse me, not
I'm
Washington.
sure he gets job offers every year. Maybe
just
who might have an opening for him.
USC.
Texas Tech.
No. What about USC?
USC. Didn't they just get a new coach?
Did they? I thought they were.
No,
maybe I'm
no.
wrong.
Well, USC is struggling this year, and that coach is on the hot seat to get fired.
Think about him.
I kind
And,
of see.
and think about the Pirate in that media situation. That'd be awesome to
But
watch.
I kind of think Leach likes the kind of school out in the middle of nowhere.
He probably does,
Yeah.
but
and Washington State's like in the middle of nowhere
Yeah, he
in
probably
Washington.
does,
And
but-
he can keep a low profile and not have to worry about appeasing all the donors
right.
and
Well,
doing all
who are you going with on that game?
Washington State. Even though I picked Washington to win the Pac-12,
I'm going with Washington State.
I'd say Washington State too. They look good.
I'm more like want them to win. I'm kind of rooting for them
Yeah.
because I like Leach and
I'm going to ask a question. Why did? Okay, speaking of
man, you're drinking that beer fast,
close
man.
That thing out, or
why are you worried about that?
I'm just curious.
Close what thing out?
That's all right. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
What's just happening right now? What just happened? No, so you remember when we were growing up? Why? Obviously, the reason this happened was Texas. When we watched Texas and A&M play on rivalry weekend, like I can't even say it now.
It's hard to say, man.
Let's get a new word.
It's because you're drinking your beer so
No,
fast.
that's my first beer.
Drink that fast.
It's fine, but
Well, you have.
so my point is,
What is your point, Les?
Yes, let's get to the point.
Let me tell you. Anyways,
We're talking about Washington and Washington State.
I know, but I wanted to bring up this point. Speaking of
Let's go ahead.
rivalry weekend, are we still on the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. No, like you know how Texas used to play in A&M, right, on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yes, I do recall.
Okay. Why can't we? Why do they schedule Kansas at this time?
Okay, we're talking about Washington and Washington State, and you bring it back to the Texas.
But I know, but you would think as Texas fans you want to have a bigger game on this week. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they tried to make Tech work for a little while.
Which I guess, but anyways, that's what I just started thinking about that weekend, the rivalry weekend. And then like you got UT and A&M used to do the.
Yeah, well,
biggest
that's a good question because why in Oklahoma?
So who you got in Washington State?
I said Washington State.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already answered
but
that.
that's a good question. Why isn't Oklahoma and Oklahoma State playing this weekend?
Well, that's what I mean. Like
I
in the
don't
Big
know.
12,
Well,
are we doing something wrong?
It kind of worked out this year. Right?
Well, I know, but I mean, it's supposed to be the last week, and who does Texas play? Who would they play?
I don't know. Well, they signed to play Alabama the next two whatever.
Well, I
end of
know,
the
but
year?
I mean, they got to play.
I don't know if in September, but
But someone in the Big 12, you want them. You know, they always played A&M at the end of this.
I don't know. I just thought about that. I'm like,
I mean, it's
I
kind of,
think
in my opinion,
it'd
it
be
should
OU.
It should be a Southwest Conference team.
yeah. I mean,
Well, like in the old Southwest
yeah.
Conference.
Yeah.
So like Baylor, TCU.
Yeah, Baylor
or
would be even
Tech,
Baylor
or-
would be even better than Kansas.
I know there's not a Southwest Conference anymore. Okay.
God, what is in this beer right
God.
Well, you said. I think it should be a Southwest Conference team.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
team that was in the
Les
Southwest. That team that
Les
was in.
Miles.
A team that was in the Southwest
You're
Conference.
calling me Les Miles now?
I'm calling him.
I'm not. Well, I do have Miles in my name. If I was Les Miles, I'd be a rich man. So I'd be
That's
okay
true.
with that.
That's
I would
a good
take
point.
it. I would take it.
All right, God, I got way off topic. Okay.
I'm fine. That's
Good
fine.
Lord. All right.
I just thought of that question. Right?
So Mace the Fourth took us on a real trail there.
Yeah, he's the one that screwed everything
God.
up.
Let's move on to the next rivalry game. Got it again.
Can we get a new word?
God.
Is there another word for that?
No, that's the word.
Okay.
Notre Dame versus USC. So this is a big one for Notre Dame.
No, I'm going Notre Dame.
I think USC would love to stick it to Notre
Ooh,
Dame to
that
keep. Because let me ask both of y'all this: if USC were to win this game, is Notre Dame out for the playoff?
Oh
for sure?
yes, Notre Dame's out if they lose.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why
Because
should they be out?
just have one loss. At
Yeah.
that
So a
point.
USC team who's what have they done?
Well, I mean, their other teams have bad one losses though. In the
That's
who
not-
would be in the
Michigan has one loss
to Miami, who's awful.
No, Michigan has one loss to Notre Dame.
Oh, Miami lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
So
yeah.
you're gonna put Michigan in over the team that beat them.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. That goes back to what we were talking before we started this.
You're gonna have to look at their full strength of schedule
Yeah.
at that point. But I tend to agree with you though that they would be out just given the scenario because the Power Five they don't.
I guess that's what I was thinking. Their schedule isn't as strong as some other one-loss teams.
I agree with you. They probably would be out, but I don't know. I mean,
They don't have the representation of the Power Five. That's
it
what
hurt.
we talked
Yeah,
about.
it hurts them not being in a conference
Yeah.
at that point, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it does. But it's a big game for Notre Dame. I'd like to see Notre Dame back in the big picture.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm fine with them out of
They
it.
deserve to. No, there's certain teams that need to be good, and they're one of them.
No, I'm okay with them sucking. I also hate their coach. I think he's not a good guy.
But that USC coach Clay Helton is on. He's the one on the hot seat. If he loses again, I think he's out. So they'll be looking for a new coach this
So you get
next
the
year.
Pirate.
Yeah.
Maybe. I didn't even, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but do you think Les Miles jumped on the KU too early?
No,
Yeah, I know.
maybe,
I don't know.
but he hasn't been out. He's been out since 2016, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's
That's not long. Yeah. Nah, maybe he did. I don't know.
everything's going back to Les Miles, and that was my fault. All right, so
But yes,
you
Notre
got
Dame.
Notre Dame, you got
Notre Dame.
Definitely.
definitely Notre Dame.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Notre Dame too. I would like to see USC win, but Notre Dame actually has started to impress me more and more throughout the season. Okay, two more big games. How about that? Two more big games. That's
Yeah.
good. We got Alabama and Auburn, which is the Iron Bowl, which is kind of I've always kind of tied this game to the old A&M UT rivalry, meaning
Throw out the record.
no idea what's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see Auburn shocking the world?
No, not this year. I'm going to Alabama.
I picked Auburn to win the SEC. That was stupid.
Yeah,
And
it's at Alabama, right?
It's in Tuscaloosa. Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
I think so. That quarterback from Alabama is still gimpy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but their backup quarterback
quarterback's good
legit too.
He took him to the national championship.
Yeah.
No, he's hurt.
Oh, they're both hurt.
I didn't know.
He's had an injury.
Well,
He's
I'm
had
sure
an
they're.
injury.
I'm sure they have.
I don't know if
I'm sure they have another.
No, I
backup
think Tua's going to play, but he was kind of limping around on that knee.
I didn't know. But I'm going Alabama for sure on that one.
I was really hoping they lost their last game against the Citadel. Yeah. Citadel hung in there 10-10 at halftime. I was rooting for them.
I think Alabama was playing their 8th string on that one. So,
Not during the first part of the game.
I was joking. I mean, he's probably playing their 3rd string. I don't know.
Well, the Citadel didn't pass the ball. They run the what is it? They run?
Triple option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they had Alabama struggled with that at first, and then they figured it out.
Yeah. It's good analysis there. All right, last big game we're going to talk about. I feel like this rivalry doesn't get a lot of play, but when you go to the state, oh man, they hate each other. Clemson, South Carolina.
Yeah,
they do not like each other. You're either a Clemson fan or a South Carolina fan. Again, this is one where you probably throw the records out because it's such a big rivalry game. And South Carolina's not too bad. I mean, they've got a decent. They probably underperformed this year based on expectations, but I think Clemson's got to be careful at this game, even though I think it's at Clemson.
It is.
But what do you think? Mace the third. What do you think?
I think Clemson beats them by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, you know it's gonna be close.
No.
Okay.
Nope. I don't.
You went through that whole spill thing.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to think that it might be close, and you're like, no, screw that. It's not gonna be close. Okay.
I'm going Clemson as well, but I think it's gonna be a closer game, but I'm going Clemson.
2 touchdowns too?
No, I'll say a touchdown.
Okay, you think it's gonna be close?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Clemson too. They've looked really good, these last few weeks, and I think they're primed to. So when they win that, they're already in the ACC championship, and they're playing like Pittsburgh in the ACC championship, who has 4 losses. So they're basically in the playoff unless some crazy happens in that game. So yeah, hopefully they're not looking ahead. That's the only thing. It's like it could be kind of a trap game, even though you think a rivalry game wouldn't be a trap game. But you never know, because it doesn't really affect them, right? It doesn't affect them in the ACC.
We got a comment here.
Yeah, just as Vicky saying to keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
We were laughing 100 times in a row, so.
I'm actually out of beer, but that's okay.
Yeah, you want to go grab us a couple beers?
Wow.
Yes.
Our producer back there, please. Yes.
Can I get?
I'm okay. I'm full.
Can I just get any beer?
Yeah, do you have the same one?
Yeah, the pineapple.
We've really upgraded our studio here. We've got actual camera, and we've got.
Actually, hey, look at this. Clayton Shunick, who I played pro ball with, is watching right now. So, Clayton, what's up, man?
Is he in the pros now?
No, we both got the release at the same time.
Oh, so you're like
the same day, or
I think the same day too. Yeah,
you're like Release Brothers.
That's not funny.
Oh,
yeah, that was hard. Yeah, that's not funny.
Then why am I laughing?
I don't know. But Clayton Shunick, good to see you watching, man.
All right, that's all the games we've got. Well, the big time games, rivalry games this weekend that we were going to talk about. So let's go back to the Final Four. So there's a bunch of different scenarios that could play out. The big one we kind of already talked about was Notre Dame. So if Notre Dame were to lose, we all seem to agree that they're going to be out then, as long as everybody else stays equal.
I think so.
Oh, thank you. Sweet. Question you asked me before the show. Do you want to ask it here about Alabama? Like what happens with them?
Yeah. So I was just suggesting that if Alabama were to lose the conference championship against Georgia and Michigan wins out, does Alabama stay in with 2 losses and Michigan get kicked out? And the reason I asked that is we were talking about it because if Georgia would be in...
Well, wait, you're saying Alabama had 1 loss, though, right?
No, Alabama has 2 losses. If they lose the conference championship, they have 2 losses.
You're saying they lose? No, they're undefeated right now. So you're saying they lose?
I'm sorry. If they lost to Auburn, I'm sorry.
okay.
Yes, if they lost to Auburn and lost to Georgia.
No, if they lost to Auburn, Georgia, they're not in. So
No, 2 losses, they're out.
But
they totally kick them out.
But your
Yes.
question earlier was if they lost to Georgia in the championship, if they were in.
Yes.
That was your question.
Yes.
And because then Georgia would have Georgia
would be in, right?
I don't know.
Georgia has...
I think they have 1 loss, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then
then it would
Michigan
be-
has 1 loss
so
to Notre Dame.
So this is when it gets confusing because you got Georgia with 1. You would have Georgia with 1 loss, Alabama with 1 loss. You'd have Michigan with 1 loss. This is all assuming this is how it plays out. And then you have Notre Dame with no loss. So Notre Dame's in. Let's say Notre Dame gets in.
Yeah, Notre Dame wins out. They're in.
Right. And then so you got 3 positions left.
Clemson.
Clemson's in. Right.
Yeah.
So you got 2 left. So you got Michigan, who I think should be in.
Yeah, I think Michigan should be in. Their only losses in Notre Dame.
And then you got Alabama and Georgia. In that case, if Georgia beat Alabama, you got to put Georgia in, right?
Do you? Or do you keep Alabama in?
So Georgia only has 1 loss, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the question. I'm sorry, yes. So,
Yes, I think you got to put Georgia. I mean, there would be a revolt if Georgia were to win and have 1 loss, same record, and then Alabama gets in over them. The big question would be, does Alabama get in over Michigan? That would be the big question.
I guess, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my question earlier. Is like, but do they?
I would hope not. So what do you think? Do you think if it was a 1-loss Michigan versus a 1-loss Alabama, who gets in?
They're going to put Alabama in. You already said before the show they're going to go on the eye test.
Well, they do. But do they remember the year? Was it last year, right? And just say, well, we gave Alabama the break, and so we're not going to give it to them this year. Would they have that thought process?
They're not supposed to look in past seasons.
That's true,
But they do. Let's be honest with ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
they're humans, so they're going to remember stuff. Oh, hey, we gave they didn't win their division last year, and we could put them in the Final Four.
So if you're John Harbaugh and you say Alabama has that 1 loss, how do you pitch it to make it in?
I think it wouldn't be that difficult. Now that I think about it longer, I don't think it would be that difficult of a decision for the committee because it's not like you're going against Alabama and a TCU or Baylor. You're going against Alabama or Michigan. So if you put Michigan in, that's still a blue chip team. So you're safe. You're safe to put them in with no kind of pushback.
And it also depends on how these games are.
Yeah,
Are they
I mean,
blowouts or
right,
are they
right.
Are they close games?
If Alabama were to get crushed, but I don't see that happening. I think it'd be a closer game if they did lose. But if they lost by 14 points or whatever, 21, I don't know. But they lost by like 3 or whatever.
By the way, Jackie is picking South Carolina to beat Clemson.
Ooh, that's gutsy. I think he must be drinking too. Obviously, he hadn't seen South Carolina play too much, but that's okay.
Hey, we only have 3 viewers, so don't knock them out.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's a good point, Jackie. Yeah. We love you. Glad you're watching. Number 3.
We did. At one point, we had 5, which we're doing better.
Oh, okay.
At one point, we had 5.
So that means 2 left, though.
2 left when they probably heard either me speaking about stuff or something,
All right. So, I mean,
But yeah, if Notre Dame wins out there.
No, Vicky, this is not basketball we're talking about. We're talking about football.
Well, I'm confused now about the Final Four. Is this basketball?
I think that was a
football.
joke.
Okay. Let's do our Final Four pick predictions. I know it's not on here, but let's pick who we think is gonna. So we got like 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Yeah.
4 weeks before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
They lock it in. Who do you got? Who's your Final Four right now?
Go ahead.
Clemson, Notre Dame.
Ooh, okay. So you think Notre Dame's gonna win?
Yeah. I'm just going back to that championship if Alabama were to lose.
Well, just pick who you think is going to make it. Who you think is actually going to make it.
Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and what other team could be? It was
Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah. That would make sense because you picked them in the Big Ten. So you got ACC, SEC, Big Ten, and independent. So you got the Big 12 out. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I wrote it before he said, so you.
I don't see OU getting in.
So you got the same.
I got the
Final Four.
same. Ditto.
Okay.
Something we didn't.
Wait. OU could still get in.
Something
right?
we didn't talk about is if OU goes.
Oh, that's If OU wins out, I don't know if they get in.
So a team's if Notre Dame.
Wait, what is
OU
OU?
could still get in. There's still a scenario where OU could possibly get in. Right?
But right now, if all these the teams that you just
out.
if the teams you just said, if Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, Michigan wins
That's
out,
it. They'll be in.
so the Big 12's out. OU
Yeah,
won't get
yeah.
in, even if OU wins out.
How many losses do they have?
One.
Okay.
They lost to Notre Dame.
Okay.
He's pointing at Michigan.
Yeah.
So that's okay because that's my same Final Four too.
Yeah.
So
I just don't see OU get. I don't know. I mean, I guess
that's something we didn't talk about though, and it's a good point you bring up though. Is if OU has one loss, can they get in over? They would have to get in over Alabama or Michigan, or no, they would have to get in over Michigan, right? That's the only one in this scenario.
Yes.
Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, Michigan are all in.
The only loss is to Texas.
Who did Michigan lose to? They lost to Notre Dame, which is a better loss.
Yeah. So it's
with Notre Dame, we already have in the Final Four.
That's it then. Yeah, there's no way OU gets in.
Yeah. Michigan would have to lose. Alabama.
Ooh, here's a scenario. What if you place for Michigan with Ohio State?
No.
Well, if Ohio State beats Michigan, they have one loss.
But they're.
Then can you see OU jumping Ohio State?
Yes, in that situation.
Who's Ohio State's loss?
Purdue.
Ooh, they lost bad to Purdue.
They did. They had a bad loss.
So if you're OU, you're rooting for Ohio State.
Yes, you're rooting for Ohio State to beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Because your loss is to Texas, who's first of all their year has turned around, and they're a ranked team up there. So
I mean, they're going to be in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah,
Most likely.
that's another thing too. Yeah. Especially if they win the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy.
All right, let's shift. Well, let's stay in college for one more segment because I think we wanted to do.
Oh yeah. So
picks.
So we should just make this a segment.
yes,
The picks.
Yes.
the picks. So
Big Mace's picks
we're going to do it a little different this time.
against the spread.
against the spread. There you
We're
go.
going to do it a little different this time, and we got to come to a understanding of which one we want. I got 3 games here. I got Auburn versus Alabama. I got Michigan versus Ohio State, and I got OU versus West Virginia. Okay, first of all, Auburn versus Alabama. Alabama's a 24-point favorite. Okay, Michigan versus Ohio State. Michigan is a 5-point favorite.
Okay.
Then I got OU versus West Virginia. OU's a 2.5-point favorite.
Okay.
We got to come to a conclusion on which is the better bet.
And we all have to pick. So we have to confirm. We have to all agree on
Yes.
which is the better bet. Okay.
So is there one you want to just throw out right off the
the Michigan
bet?
Ohio State one, I would throw that one out.
Yeah, throw that one out.
Okay.
That's going to be a close game.
I think 5 points. Is too. I do think Michigan's going to win. I don't know if they'll win by 5
No,
points.
I agree with you. I think that's going to be a lot closer than. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's between OU at -2.5, so they're going to win by 2.5, or Auburn not losing by more than 24.
So my vote right now.
My vote is Auburn,
is
Alabama.
Auburn versus Alabama because this could be a toss where we're going. This could be like the whole NFL.
I kind of disagree with y'all on throwing this one out that early.
but this one to me right here is like the whole Rams Chiefs. This is just going to go back and forth on who's going to get the final touchdown.
Yeah, but 2.5 points is nothing. That's basically picking who's going to win. So, and I picked OU to win, so I would almost want to put my money on that.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right on that. Because you can see Alabama going.
I can see
scoring
Alabama
that,
scoring.
doing that.
I could see Alabama
You could see
jumping
them
up.
doing that. I'll agree with you. Actually, my vote is on this one now.
What do you think?
Because if you're right, if you're going off like if we're picking, because I'm picking West Virginia to win. Boom. Right, Wilson. I know.
I don't think that's Wilson.
Well, I wouldn't have thrown this one out so soon. The Michigan versus.
See, you
Is
think
that the one
Michigan's
you
going
want?
to beat
I really do. They're going to.
more?
More than 5? They haven't beaten Ohio State.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a close game.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
But Ohio State's defense is just like, I don't know. If I had to pick between these two, I agree, though. It'd probably be, even though I'm picking West Virginia to win, that's tough.
So no, if we've got to come to a consensus, right? Y'all both picked West Virginia to win,
Right.
so that throws this one out.
Yeah.
So I think we've got to go with Auburn, Alabama then.
What are we going though to say though? Are we saying that Alabama's going to cover the 24?
That's the question.
okay.
So, given it's a rivalry game, I think they're going to cover the 24.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
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 So we agree.
Yeah.
Bet the house on Auburn.
I didn't say bet the house.
All right, let's switch out of college football. Let's move over to the NFL. That's National Football League. And my Dallas Cowboys are a game away out of first place. This is like it's actually a meaningful Thanksgiving Day game.
Who picked them to win? That NFC East?
I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
I
sure.
picked the Eagles. The
Who'd
Eagles.
you pick again?
I really don't want to bring it up again.
Oh wait, you picked the Giants.
I
didn't
said I
you?
didn't want to bring it up.
Oh God.
Hey, mind you though, they're on their way back. They've won 2 in a row. Okay.
So they're 2
They're,
and 7.
mathematically, they can still.
They're still in
Mathematically,
it. Yeah. I need them to be in it because I have Odell Beckham on my fantasy team. But are you excited for this Cowboys game? Cowboys Redskins.
I am because unfortunately, what happened to Alex Smith? That injury
yeah.
was brutal, like
Bad.
real bad. And here's a little fun fact. Y'all ready for this?
Oh no, the puppy's back.
On that day, what happened was, so 33 years to that date, on the same day, Joe Theismann. I'm going to attack like right after me every time. Joe Theismann broke his leg.
Yep.
Same day.
What else? Same score?
Same exact score.
What else? Wasn't it the same yardage line or something?
No, I don't know if that.
Or
I'm just
same-
saying, that's just a cool fact to have on it. But I'm excited to watch that though because Colt McCoy. Like I said, unfortunate what happened to Alex Smith, but I think Colt McCoy is a legit backup.
Yeah, I mean,
He's proven he can win.
serviceable.
I mean, I know he's under 500 on wins, but
But he's still a backup.
yeah, who's getting what, $7 million or something?
$3
$3 million?
$3 million a year.
I mean, I'm not knocking the guy for making $3 million
No,
a year,
I'm just
but I'm
saying-
just saying.
I think he
Well, he
comes
came in and did
yeah,
really
did well.
good.
But
think
how many
people-
times have we seen a backup come into a game and do really well?
Yeah,
and
but
think,
Colt
that guy's the next
with
guy.
the Redskins, though, I don't know what it is. And Gruden, the coach there, loves Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great teamate. I think.
I just don't think he makes that many mistakes as a quarterback. So I think the Cowboys are going to be shocked more. So because he beat the Cowboys last year. What was it, last year or the year before? He beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, you don't have to keep telling me that. I saw the game.
I'm just saying. I think people are going to be shocked on what. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. I do think the Cowboys are going to win, but
You do?
yes.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a hard fought.
The problem with the Redskins right now is it's not just not the quarterback that's injured. It's also their offensive line. Like they're missing a lot of people on the
Injuries.
Yes, I'm sorry. Vicky's asking a comment. Did they get another quarterback? Yes, Vicky. They signed Mark Sanchez. The Redskins
Yeah.
did. Yes, that's a good question. Yes, they
That is a
signed-
good question.
They signed Mark Sanchez for a backup to Colt McCoy.
line. Over Kaepernick?
No, let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Okay, yeah. Who are you picking in that game?
I'm picking the Cowboys.
Cowboys? Okay.
Yeah. I think they're on a little roll.
I think the Cowboys should win this game.
Yeah,
Cowboys are great at giving all their fans hope and then just yanking it away the worst way they
I
possibly
don't even
can.
know what their record is on Thanksgiving. Is it pretty good? Cowboys record? I don't know.
Why would you ask this question we don't know?
Give the ball to Zeke.
Yes, feed Zeke. And Amari Cooper. That's looking.
That's pretty good. He knows he's up to date on these things.
Amari Cooper is looking like a better and better deal each day.
Well,
or
I
each
think,
game.
Yeah.
Because I thought they way overpaid for Amari Cooper.
Well, they might still have, but here's the thing about Amari Cooper is what it does is as other defenses, you got to realize, okay, this guy can run. We got to cover him. I think it opens up more for Cole Beasley in slots. So I think it puts a little less pressure on the other wide receivers to, and Dak. I think when he has that, because they're basically double teaming Amari Cooper sometimes, and then you can find more open receivers.
Yeah.
Although they did lose their tight end.
Should they extend Dak's contract, you think?
How hard is it to find
the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is the Dallas Cowboys going 8-8 and barely making or missing the playoffs, and then that makes us keep Jason Garrett.
Well, if you watch Jerry Jones, he said we're not letting go of Jason Garrett during the year. That's what some comments I've seen.
Well, they're still in it. They're a game out of first place right now, so I don't doubt that.
He does this. This is how he does them.
Yeah, he's got the Mac Brown.
Thank you, the Mac Brown thing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I'm going.
So we all got the Cowboys.
Yeah. Got the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the other game is the Lions and Bears.
Which you lost your quarterback on fantasy.
Yeah, so fantasy, I lost Trubisky.
And your other quarterback's on a bye.
Jared Goff's on a bye.
And he tried to make a trade at the last. Too late.
Trade deadlines are stupid in fantasy.
So you picked up who?
I picked up Jameis Winston.
You never know.
Yeah, he's going to throw like 6 picks.
Who is the backup? Chase Daniels for the Bears.
How do you know that?
Chase Daniels.
How do you know that?
That's correct, though. I saw that today.
Chase Daniels is going to be the backup quarterback, which is not terrible, I guess.
Chase Daniel, man. I want to be a backup quarterback in the NFL, man. I think I could do it.
You know where he was before the Bears, right?
I don't know, the Saints?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Drew Brees.
Yeah, that would be a great job.
He just sat there.
Yeah.
He's making good money.
What's in baseball? What's the backup? Do they have a catcher that just a bullpen catcher that they pay?
Oh yeah.
How much do they make? I'm just curious.
Don't they get most of their money from tips though?
Yeah, I mean they don't. From my knowledge, and someone will probably correct me on this, but I don't know I don't think they make a league minimum of what the major leaguers make, but let's say they make very comfortable money.
Yeah.
So what will happen is you get a star pitcher. They'll usually tip them a lot of money. But they're making. But you're right. No, they can't come into the game though.
We were just the king of great segues today. That went from the Bears-Lions game to what do you tip your bullpen catcher?
It might have been because I drank too many.
All right. Well, one thing you want to talk about, Big Mace, is the crazy game, the Chiefs and the Rams.
Is this the new NFL? Is the new
no, the Chiefs and the Rams have been in the NFL for a while.
No, but I mean the scoring. The scoring. Is this the new?
You're talking about like
the 54 to 48 type games.
So I'll be honest with you. Okay, I couldn't watch it on TV, but that game kept me up just on my phone on GameCast.
Because I needed golf to get like 45
Well, you're right. For one, because I was playing against my brother Miles here in fantasy, and I needed golf to do terrible, but he put up 42 points.
I needed 45 golf.
But I think you're right. I think it's something. Look, first of all, just the people that were there and what was going on in California, it was great for everybody to watch. But it was so electrifying to watch. You're like, score. And then, defense is scoring. And yes, I think this is the way the NFL is moving to where it brought a lot of more people watching. I can't imagine. First of all, it was a Monday night game. No other game was on. I don't even know what the ratings were.
I'm sure they were great.
But, yes, I think this is, if the NFL could keep it to where it's like this, I literally had my phone in bed watching the GameCast, and I would just see this little football go back and forth. And I'm like, no way. No way. So, yeah, I think it's the right direction.
In fantasy, on one of the leagues we're in, I got 81 points on that day.
Yeah, because you had Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And
Mahomes.
So, to your question about is this new NFL, I hope so. Because it's more
fun.
I'm
sorry, that's what I should have said. I hope so, yes.
Well, because if you watch, I watched that whole game because I needed golf to do well, or I watched most of the game. And there was defense in that game, too.
Yeah,
Donald?
the Rams had 2 touchdowns on
defense.
Yeah. And the Chiefs had defense.
Yeah,
They
so
scored on
the score makes it seem like there was absolutely no defense in
No,
that
there was
game.
definitely, yeah.
But, you know, you probably had the best defensive player in the league in Donald, right, on the D line for the Rams.
That's another time for a debate because you got Mac out there.
Khalil, I mean, you got Khalil Mack.
But I will say Donald is very, very like he's easily could. If you said that, I would not disagree. But
I think it's a two-way battle.
Yeah.
And Vicky, who's commented on our podcast, she kept texting me during this game saying, "This is the greatest game ever." And she, she doesn't watch a lot of NFL, but she's involved now.
Right.
And she had a fantasy team involved that live or die by that game. And they were scoring right and left.
I'm with
right,
Miles.
Vicky?
I'm with Miles on it. I hope it is in the same direction because it's not that I don't like defensive where it's like, but God, it's just boring. It's
Well,
like
the problem-
9 to whatever. Or
The
say,
problem the the NFL had for a while was just terrible quarterback play for a while there. And then I think
that's probably why. Yeah.
This game showed the two bright young
This
quarterbacks, Goff and Mahomes.
Mahomes is.
Oh, and by the way, I was terribly wrong about Mahomes. When they traded up to get him, I thought that was the stupidest thing I've ever
I'm not
seen.
gonna lie. I thought it was wrong.
And I've seen Mahomes play a lot. I've
Yeah,
watched a lot of Tech
at
games.
Texas Tech.
I'm sorry, Patrick. I know it doesn't matter, but I was way wrong on
He's
that.
Well, he didn't get drafted in our leagues, any of the leagues, right?
Yeah, no,
I picked him up.
No.
Okay.
Did I say I picked him up? I'm
we
sorry.
know you got Mahomes. Okay.
I picked up Trubisky. It was good.
Well,
Who's
how's that going right
winning
now?
the fantasy league? Is that me too?
You're jinxing yourself.
Yeah.
Just like you jinxed Baylor by betting on him.
Well, that's a sore subject. Let's not go there. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
quarterback
on
plays
another note of that game, before we move away from that game.
Yes, I lost this stuff.
I needed you to lose to Stephen too, by the way.
Because Kelsey, stepping at Travis Kelsey, you got a touchdown, Vicky. I'm sorry.
So on another note, so you know that game was originally supposed to be played in Mexico City.
Yeah. Did you see the field?
No, so I didn't see the field, but correct me if I'm wrong. It was because of a Shakira concert. Is that right? Like they destroyed the field.
Yeah. I don't know. That I didn't hear of, but I looked at the field. I'm like, if I'm an NFL player, I'm like, yeah.
What was so wrong with it?
Dude, it was grass, like different grass. Like it looked like someone just literally came in and just like threw a glass of grass, like
It was
pallets of
uneven.
grass down there.
holes.
Yeah, it was like I'm not playing on that because I don't want to break a leg, twist anything. I'm not losing my money. So, the field was not in a good condition. So I don't disagree with them moving it at all.
So, how do you feel about the international games? Anybody?
I think it's a good.
Well, they're trying to. What's the purpose of it, right?
Trying to
They're
make
trying
money.
to make the NFL
Yeah, and then grow the game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're trying to grow the game. So
Well, the Jaguars coach wants to move to London. Not the coach, the owner has talked about moving to London. I just don't think. I don't know how well it would do over international.
I think we would do really well in
You
Mexico.
think? In Mexico, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about England because England's got soccer. Well, Mexico has soccer too, but they have rugby. I don't know how that works.
I don't
but-
know. Mexico doesn't care about rugby.
No, I'm talking about England. England.
No, but
They have
Mexico doesn't care about rugby.
You don't know that. Maybe not even know that.
But the commissioner did say that they were going to go back next year to Mexico City.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
As long as I guess.
what
They're
were you
gonna
saying-
fill
what
the
were you
field
saying
turf
on- You were
guy.
about to say something on the international. You think it's good?
I think it's good. Yeah, I think they're trying to grow the game, and I think they want to put a team somewhere at one point. Don't you? Isn't that the purpose of it?
I would assume so.
Cool. Do you have one thing that needs to happen now, today?
Cool. Well, under the spotlight.
Okay, no, I'm wondering if you have one or not.
No, I
Because
don't.
if not, then I was going to. Last week, without you, when we did the podcast, one of the things I brought up was they do the MLB awards way too late after the season. What are your thoughts on that?
Like the MVP and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's
Because
yeah.
we were looking at it and was like, oh, didn't baseball end like a month ago?
Yeah.
Is there a reason, or
I don't know the reason behind it. I will say on the awards too with MLB, a lot of players have come forward and said they don't like that the writers like they
they write.
well, you know what I mean. The
Yes.
voters are mostly press.
Press, yeah, not other players.
Which I get because the press is there watching all the games, but they don't. Which with all the picks this year, I think we're fine.
So what do they want though? Do they want the
Well,
players?
they want players involved somehow, or they do like the Gold Gloves are with managers. They have a say in that of who gets Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
The press has all the say in what goes. From my knowledge on it, goes with the MVP.
Well, they also don't they determine who goes in the Hall of Fame too?
Yes, yeah. Which, again, they're there probably 24/7 and watching everybody play and have all the right to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of them haven't played themselves. And stuff.
Well, and that's the thing about the players. They say, well, you don't even, how do you determine, that I've been playing this game for 21 years or...
I see both sides. Then you
Yeah,
get the
that's what I'm
players
saying.
involved,
The press,
and they might like, well, this is my buddy, and
Yeah, but yes,
so you're thinking like a third party, kind of like not involved.
well, no, but they
also
but the
they're-
press don't they get it right most of the time?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, yes, to answer your question on the thing, yes, the rewards are way too late.
Yeah.
Because if no one even looks at them, and they're like, why are we doing this so late? Yes, that needs to change. That we're like, why don't you do it right after the World Series or
Yes.
whatever?
Yeah.
Or
They already
maybe-
know by then.
Yeah. Have
They
it
should
like-
know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a regular season
Yes,
award.
yes.
It's not a. They have a separate. They
Yeah,
do
because
they do the World Series MVP like
yes,
that.
Yes, I agree. It could be even before the World Series.
Yeah,
if
I
you
think-
wanted to.
yeah.
Yes, so I agree. Yes, they need to do the award before that. But long story short, I've also talked about, and being in minor leagues, I've talked to some people and people who actually my managers who've been in MLB. Some are with the press, and some are.
Yeah.
I would like to have some insight on maybe it'd be the Hall of Famers. I don't know, just something to get a little bit more insight. But yes,
Combination maybe.
yeah, sure,
All right. Well, that's all it's on this piece of paper.
sweet.
But you ready? So you ready for the flag football game tomorrow or touch football game tomorrow?
Well, it doesn't usually go.
Are y'all still doing that?
Yeah, we do it every year.
Yeah, Miles seems to think so. This happens every year. He'll run across the middle and be like, "Whoa, I didn't see you," and give you a little elbow.
That's
on
not
there.
true.
Yes, it is true.
That's fake news.
It's
That's
not
not
fake
true.
news. It's not. Fake
No,
news.
I don't do that. I'm a clean player. I'm a clean player, bro.
You got a complimentary haircut from
I
TJ.
did.
Tom.
Yeah, good haircut. Hey, thanks, Tommy. Yeah, Connie did it actually.
All right. So
Hey, from Mace's Loaded, happy Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Yeah,
happy Thanksgiving. And one final thing: what happens to Kermit if Texas loses to Kansas? Last final question.
They're not going to lose the game.
That's not my question.
That's not the question.
I'm
Answer
not
the
answering.
question.
I'm not
You're not answering
Answer
that?
it.
I'm not answering.
Answer it.
You don't know.
I hope
You don't know.
Texas is going to win. No problem. They're going to win big time, and I'm going to bet a bunch of money on them because Texas is going to win.
Why would you say that?
Okay, wait.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
All right, everybody. With Mace Loaded, we gone.
We
Happy
gone.
Thanksgiving.
How many